Broadcast team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Well, look now at our starting defense. This unit, third best in the NFL in stopping the run.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stopped it for no gain.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. J.J. Watt in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. On the return is Jones. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, it's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Watson on first down, eluding the pressure right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To throw is Watson. Dancing to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On 1st and 10, Watson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson there on the coverage.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. On 2nd and 10, Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the one he was looking for, and it's 3rd down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. But it's going to be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They throw again on 2nd down. This one's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Watson now to throw. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A huge play there for Houston. 42 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. He'll buy some time right. Going for it all. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. His throw caught at about the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. To the air yet again. Watson got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
And he's got the rookie from Oklahoma, Marquise Brown. 10-0 to score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Brought in left side by Snead. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. The sack cost him only a yard in 2nd and 11. Here's Jackson to throw. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on third.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's J.J. Watt. And this will be a touchdown. And the big boy, dare I say, he showed some athleticism there.
Oh, without a doubt. And you know what else we saw on that play? Why they do more and more ball drills in practice. They want everyone proficient with catching the football and being comfortable because you never know when a big play like this will happen for a big man.
Now, post-game locker room, does he get an extra drumstick?
He was going to get that anyway. He may get the whole spread now.
Yeah, put some gravy on there. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. There defensively to knock it away was the safety, Justin Reed. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Jackson now, 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a 1st down. To throw is Jackson, out to his left. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers, too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Here's Watson. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again is Watson. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And he will bring it back to the 4-yard line. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. After the interception, here's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill, but the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
The Ravens on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
And how about that return as he's all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a...
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Let's go, interception. Intercepted. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. To try again after the sack. Jackson. It's complete to Snead. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the punter Cook, who sends it away. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
A reminder that coming up later tonight, a good one on Sunday Night Football. We'll see what could have been a playoff matchup a season ago. The Bears and the Rams from L.A. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football from down in Mexico. Mexico City, to be precise. The Chiefs and the Chargers going at it. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Check 26, check 26.
Jackson now. Going to throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ingram.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yes.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
You You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did. The
offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Throwing is Jackson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target. And that'll bring up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. It's complete to Brown, right side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. 30, past the 20. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that could alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Torrey Smith, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's Sam Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
We play to win. Let's go.
And this one is going to just tuck into the... There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets them up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On second down, here's Miller. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Watson going to give this one to Miller. Earl Thomas in on the stop.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A first down there on a pickup of 25. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. Watson on 3rd down. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown number 15 on the year. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On second down, Ingram. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
After the penalty, it's Miller. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Again, it's Miller. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Miller. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And he has his tight end. That's Wesco. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ballgame as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Draw play, Ingram now. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On 3rd down, Jackson. The open man is Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Jackson on 1st down. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. From the gun, it's Jackson. Snead's got it. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Check the backer, check the backer.
Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Jackson. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
After the penalty, it's Ingram. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. Miller with first down and more as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They keep it with Miller on first down. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long is Watson. And he's going to go down again. It's a safety blitz and a sack for Earl Thomas. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points.